What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back to another Four Corners video for today's 14-game MLB main slate, courtesy of Awesemo.com. It's Friday, the last day before the weekend, so we're going to go big one more time right now. If you want to win a free month of an Awesemo Plus membership right now, like this video and comment your double dong pick, the guy you think is going to hit 2 home runs today, down below. If you do that, you'll be entered to win. Yesterday, Max Muncy went yard. A bunch of people picked him correctly, so I'll announce the winner of that free month of Awesemo Plus from yesterday's video a little bit later in the video. But for right now, like this video, comment your double dong pick down below. If you do that, you'll be entered to win your own free month of Awesemo Plus. But for now, on to our usual first corner, the top pitchers on the slate, and Jacob deGrom going against Atlanta should be the top option everywhere. He gets 3.5 implied runs against him, which are a slate low. He's expected to be the number 1 owned pitcher on DraftKings with 35%, on FanDuel with 21%, and on Yahoo with 56%. DeGrom's strikeout ability is held solid on the year with a 14.7% swing strike rate and 11.2 Ks per 9, but a solid Atlanta lineup with a 196 ISO and a 22% K rate versus right-hand pitching, also on a hot New York day, isn't the best spot for a chalk pitcher outside of the low total here. On Yahoo, where the price is a little more reasonable, I can see wanting to go to DeGrom, but on a day in which I'm going to have to pay for a lot of high-priced bats, I'm likely to move away from him and try to find value pitching elsewhere. Julius Chassin versus Pittsburgh should also find some ownership today with 4.8 implied runs against him. Chassin will be the number 2 owned pitcher on DraftKings at 21%, but will be less owned everywhere else because his price isn't quite as appealing in all those other spots. Chassin is a decent value with his price way down on DraftKings, but the 44% hard contact and 9.2 hits per 9 he allows, along with just 7.5 Ks per 9, it's not that great, along with some lefty power hitters in Pittsburgh's lineup who only strike out at about a 19.4% clip versus right-hand pitching. Lefty power is going to benefit at Milwaukee, and Chassin has shown no ability at all to be a top-flight pitcher. I don't like him at chalk, and I really don't think I'll have a lot of him today. Mike Clevenger at Baltimore should also find some fans today with 3.8 implied runs against him. With between 10 and 20% ownership everywhere, that makes him the most consistently owned pitcher industry-wide outside of Jacob deGrom. Clevenger has achieved huge results in a limited sample size so far this year with 15.7 Ks per 9 and a 16.5% swing strike rate, so in a spot versus a Baltimore projected lineup who has a 25.7% K rate, he could clean up at lower prices and ownership than deGrom. On DraftKings in particular, where Clevenger is appreciably cheaper than deGrom, I'm expecting to have more of him today in lineups as long as I can get to his price point. On to our next corner, the top stacks, and once again, a Dodger stack versus Antonio Senzatella should be a popular one today. The Dodgers get 7.2 implied runs, which is a slate high, and high ownership is expected again given the Coors game and Senzatella's 1.7 whip allowed to lefties, and another lefty-heavy Dodgers lineup. Senzatella can't miss bats with a 6.6% swing strike rate and 5.3 Ks per 9, but he allows less hard contact than Peter Lambert did yesterday, with just 38.2%, so it's possibly gives up less home runs, but more overall hitting production. I like the spot for the Dodgers again today, but I do think the spot may be a little bit less home run reliant than it was yesterday versus a power-happy pitcher in Peter Lambert. Milwaukee stack versus Chris Archer should also find some ownership today with 6.2 implied runs for them. Archer can miss bats with a 12.2% swing strike rate, but the 44.4% hard contact he allows can be extra bad in Milwaukee's power-friendly park. Archer could find strikeouts versus Milwaukee's 24.1% K rate, but the 5.8% on run rate he allows can bode well for Milwaukee if he isn't fanning them. I think if Milwaukee stacks end up looking highly owned, it could be a decent spot to go to leverage for Archer given that strikeout upside, but overall he does seem likely to give up some power production today versus a Milwaukee team who's going to probably smack him around. And a Washington stack versus Daniel Norris should also find some ownership today with 5.6 implied runs for them. Washington actually looks to be the top owned stack of the day because of the mix of value they have, and Norris also allowing a 1.4 whip and 4% home run rate. Washington's projected lineup smashes left-hand pitching with a 204 ISO, 130 WRC plus, and a 294 batting average, without him being the only hitter in the projected lineup under a 107 WRC+. I think this is a particularly strong spot for Washington, and there's one guy I like a lot here who's also a decent value I'll talk about a little bit later in the video. Overall, I really do like the Washington stack, even though they are going to be highly owned today. On to our next corner, the lower owned options on today's slate, and Vince Velasquez going against Miami is going to be a good one. Velasquez gets 3.8 implied runs against, and he struggled with hard contact and home runs this year, but his 10.3 strikeouts per 9 offers upside at reasonable prices. Velasquez has thrived versus righties with a 3.4 xFIP and 11.1 Ks per 9, so a righty-heavy Miami lineup could offer solid opportunity despite not a high amount of strikeouts in their projected lineup. Velasquez is reasonably priced and he currently doesn't project for much ownership, so I'd like the spot for him, and also the fact that he could save you money while offering a good amount of upside with the strikeouts he could bring versus Miami. A Kansas City stack versus Toronto also looks interesting with 4.7 implied runs for them. Kansas City is value priced despite the game at Toronto, a positive hitting park, going against a 1.7 whip and 4% home run rate that Sean Reed Foley has allowed since going back to last year. Reed Foley can strike guys out with 11.3 Ks per 9. But he's also allowed an 8.1 xFIP and 13.5 hits per 9 so far in a limited 2019 sample. The solid prices and the matchup and the positive hitting park makes Kansas City project well. I think it's a decent spot to go to them to hopefully open up some money to afford the higher priced bats and maybe pitching as well. Now on the other side, Danny Duffy versus Toronto actually interests me a bit despite the 5.3 implied runs against him. It's a reasonable price for Duffy, and a Toronto lineup with a 24.8% K rate could be worth the risk that his 40.4% fly ball rate allows in a home run friendly park. With noteworthy ownership expected for Toronto, Duffy could be interesting value leverage if he survives the tougher hitters like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Lourdes Gurriel, who's been smacking the cover of the ball so far this year. Duffy's no great pitcher, and Toronto does have a lot of power, but if they're going to be highly owned, they are a team who strikes out a decent amount, so Duffy could be leverage on that high ownership Toronto gets for people trying to find value bats. And an Angel stack versus Mike Fiers also interests me with 5.5 implied runs for them. Fiers' 43% fly ball rate in a solid home run park offers some power opportunity despite his low 1.1 whip on the year. Full stacks of the Angels may be a bit much to ask with how Fiers is mostly limited production, but a mix of high-powered hitters like Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, as well as values like Tommy La Stella, Justin Upton, and Andrelton Simmons could be useful today. I'll tell you guys shortly about the one-off I like the most out of this group, but overall I think a mini stack would be a nice move here, given that Fiers has limited production, but he does still give up a good amount of power here and there. Now onto our last corner of the one-offs, and Ryan Zimmerman going against Daniel Norris is one that I like a lot. Zimmerman is a very solid value, who also has a 174 WRC plus and 356 batting average versus a left-hand pitcher in Norris, who allows 40.8% hard contact to righties. I like that full Washington stack, but I think a one-off value play of a guy like Zimmerman who could have some hitters on base in front of him and hopefully clear it out with a home run could be a really nice spot to go to him. And Justin Upton versus the aforementioned Mike Fiers also interests me today. Upton's price jumps out in a slate in need of value, given that he has a 147 WRC plus and a 240 ISO going against Fiers and the 5% home run rate that he allows to righties. I think if you pair value plays like Upton and Zimmerman with some of the higher priced bats and maybe even some of the higher priced pitching, could be a spot that gives you a lot of upside despite really affordable prices for these guys as one-offs. And it also helps you afford a guy like Cody Bellinger going against Antonio Senzatella, another one-off I like a lot. Bellinger got there for us yesterday as a one-off, and his price is again through the roof, but he came through yesterday and now he brings a more reliable than his teammates 305 batting average and a 157 WRC plus versus a less power-inclined pitcher in Senzatella, who only allows a 24.6% fly ball rate. If Senzatella keeps the ball down, I think Bellinger is one of the guys in the Dodgers lineup who could still create production. I don't know that you could say that about as much of his teammates who rely a lot more on the power hitting. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on today's slate. So right now, use all that information and like the video, comment your double dong pick down below for a chance to win a free month of Osmo Plus. Yesterday, we had a chalk player on a short slate hitting a double dong, and the only one in Major League Baseball did it. So all these guys got it correctly. William Hoornstra, Franklin McBride, Dan Yasenko, Cameron Marsh, Sean Foster, Lou Sala, Cody Menzimer, and Greg Ball. You guys are kings among men. Congratulations on your correct pick. I ran all the correct picks through the Excel spreadsheet to see who would come out on top, and the winner is Greg Ball. So congratulations, Greg. Email me, chris@osmo.com, to collect your free month of Osmo Plus. And again, if you want to win your own and join all these guys in the winner circle, like the video, comment your double dong pick down below. But if you prefer to carpe diem seize the day and get your own premium membership, use that promo code Switch and Hedge for half off your first month of any Osmo Plus membership. Get all the ownership projections, the rankings, the projections that you can just plug right into Fantasy Cruncher, the top stacks tool, the lineup builder, the deep dive column, a million different premium features that help you make better MLB DFS lineups every day. So use that promo code Switch and Hedge right now for half off your first month of Osmo Plus. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. You can ask me any questions you have, or if you want to check out all the other things I'm doing in my life, there's a lot of things on there, my podcast, all my other stuff. So go follow me right now on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I'll be back later today on Live Before Locks. Subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when we go live. Of course, I'll be back on Monday with another 4 quarters video, so enjoy your weekend, guys. And of course, good luck.